Alrighty, guys, and we are back. Let me blow my nose real quick. Okay, we are back. For me, boot up the game. Okay, and the plan of the day is for me to follow this up with WoW Retail Disco leveling. Hopefully complete that BFA. And it just sucks because you spend so much time and energy completing those prerequisites. There's such a bad call for that. Wow, I don't know why they did that. Like, I know why, because they wanted to pad out their sub numbers, right? But from the player experience, it's just bad design, horrible execution. And the reason I say that is because you get burned out completing all those intro quests. I could probably talk about this more in the actual WoW Retail leveling episode. But you complete quests, and it's like, I originally wanted to unlock cool tyrants. So I'm completing all these quests for BFA. And it's true, some of these quests are trivial. I'm not really getting experience from them. So it's basically a waste of time. And it's the case that by the time I'm done leveling my Warlock, I just want to play my Warlock. I just want to do endgame content. But I wanted to unlock cool Tyrants because I really like the cool Tyrant Druid design. And I'm just at that point where it's like, if and when I do unlock, I should say if I unlock cool Tyrants, because I'm not even sure at this point, but if I unlock them, am I really going to feel like leveling up a brand new character? And they try to get around this by having allied races start at a higher level. I think it's currently level 10. But I mean, 10 to 70 is still a decent chunk of time. Like, even with the current leveling revamp and expedited leveling process, it's still a slog getting to 70. I still don't have a level 70 character. So, without further ado, let's get to Phoenix Wright. Hopefully, come on, there it goes. Hopefully the episode isn't quite as tedious today. Okay, thank goodness we're on another trial. Thank goodness. I was about to say, please not another investigation. Those investigations get so tedious. The last episode's investigation was, I still remember it was clown. Oh my gosh. Just so much running around. Like, I also need to follow up on that. See. Ask my appointment. Open to cards. Max. I can't remember any of the voices. Good morning, Max. Looks nervous. Max? Milk. What? I don't have a glass of milk before I go on stage. I just can't function, sweetie. Stage? Don't worry, there won't be a stage. All you have to do is sit down. I guess. Nick. Max is really nervous. That's understandable. Hey, my sweeties. What? Card flash. You don't think I should fly, do you? Huh? You know, you've got to make a good first impression. When I enter the room, maybe I should fly in and warm up the crowd a little. No. Although, Phoenix Wright's courtrooms are pretty theatrical in nature as it is. Like, I have to admit. the way the woman is, what was her name? Van something, always slinging her whip around. People like pulling their hats down over their head and Phoenix shouting out, "Objection!" Like, it doesn't get more like Law and Ordery, you know, theatrical than that. It's already performative, is what I was trying to say. What I was basically saying, I should say, instead of trying to say, because I didn't try to say it, I did say it. A speech pattern sometimes get in the way. Can't be having you flying around the courtroom. Just wouldn't be right. Says Phoenix Wright, the attorney who just sparred against a prosecutor with a tendency of whipping everybody, including the judge and other lawyers in the courtroom. And then he says, imagine if you hit someone. Yeah, it's already been done, Phoenix. Previous trial. Don't worry, Max. Just do what Nick says and everything will be okay. Oh, sweetie. What is it this time, Max? Why don't you try flying into the courtroom? See it now. Dashing young lawyer flying fabulously in above. When glimpse of that, everyone in the room will be on your side. Max, really, no one needs to fly today. Nick? What's with that look in your eyes? I like the sound of that. Dashing young fabulously. December 20. 2 days ago. District Court, remember it. It is the first. Happy New Year. And now the case of one Von Karma. That's what it was, Von Karma. What? Your Honor, get on with it. Sorry, I just realized that the defendant's name is Billy Bob Johns. Okay, so wasn't the defendant also known as Maximilian Galactica? Yes, Your Honor, he does often go by that name. You know, my grandchild is a huge fan of his. I think everyone here wouldn't mind if we called the defendant Maximilian Galactica. Sounds more friendly. If that's to our advantage. Miss Von Karma, your opening statement, if you please. Hope you didn't bother thinking this one either. I broke your perfect record in the last trial. That spirit channeling trial was a sham. I refuse to acknowledge its legitimacy. Oh, okay, so she's denying it. Classic denier. Always deny. It did not count. Do you hear me? I'll still be upset about what happened last time. You're starting to sound like Donald Trump. Yeah. Stop the steal. You have no chance. Zero, zilch, nada. I'm not losing this case. Why, you ask? Because it's not in the nature of Von Karma to lose anything. Yeah. Remember, denial isn't just a river in Egypt, Von Karma. I guess being born with the name Von Karma is a free pass to be arrogant and annoying. Watch and learn, Mr. Tonight. What, watch and learn how a slave master does it by just running around whipping everybody? Your spot on slave master impression? I'll show you the textbook procedure for proving how absolutely guilty you are. Me? Guilty? What are you talking about? It will be my ultimate revenge. It's not like it'll bring your dad back. There, opening statement complete. Now let's hurry up and wrap up this waste of time. Very testy. Very well, you may call your first witness, Miss Von Karma. Detective Dick Gumshoe. Get up there. Now! Sheesh. Right, alright. Sorry to keep you from your work, but I'm sure you need every penny you can earn, Detective. Don't mention it. It's no trouble at all. I've been looking forward to this. Very well. I'd like to begin by shedding light on the events in question. At your service, sir. Alright, Detective, you may proceed with your testimony. Here we go again. Witness testimony. Details of events. Dick Gumshoe. Gum is on a shoe. The night of the crime, snow was falling until 9:40 p.m., making it extremely cold out. All the circus performers were gathered at the big top to practice their routines. The practice session broke up around 10 p.m. The murder itself took place in the plaza in front of the lodging house at 10:15 p.m.
victim was found bent over a wooden box, dead as a doornail. Cause of death was blunt force trauma that snapped the vertebrae in his neck. I see. He was beaten to death. This is the autopsy report from the victim. Report of sepsis and death. Russell's autopsy report. Time of death 10:15 p.m. Blunt force trauma to the back of the head. A blunt object. Very well, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine it. Yes, Your Honor. 11. Details of events. Here we are again, Dick Gumption. He's testifying more often than he used to. I mean, I remember him testifying in the last game. I think he testified more than he was on investigations. That's what it was. But, I think he's more present in this game. I guess it makes sense now that Edgeworth's out of the picture. The gripe, snow is falling until 9:40 p.m., making it extremely cold out. Hold it. Always press and then object. Let me ask you about the snow. The blizzard up until the top of the crime. Did it pile up? Wasn't such a big deal. Maybe about 1.5 inches was on the ground. Doesn't sound like that much of a blizzard. Snow froze in place and stayed on the ground up until the next day. Snow, let me see. There's got to be more. What's the matter, Nick? I need to take a look at the court record. Mr. Gumshoe, what were the members of the circus doing the night of the crime? All the circus performers were gathered in the big top to practice their routines. So it's unlikely that this broken bottle was used to hit him in the head, because it says it was found on the cafeteria floor, unless they hit him over the head and then moved and then took it into the cafeteria. So there was still snow on the ground, so I don't see there being a contradiction there. Yeah, I really don't see what the contradiction is. Snow was falling until 9:40 p.m. Second. What does the autopsy report say? Time of death 10:15. So it wasn't currently snowing at that time. But snow would have still been on the ground if it was snowing up until that point. Logically speaking. I mean, there's still snow on the ground outside. For example, it hasn't snowed in days. All the circus performers were gathered in the big top to practice their routines. When you say all the performers, all the circus performers, who do you mean? You know what, the dancers and the staff were there. Gina the animal tamer, Mo the clown, Ben the ventriloquist, and of course the defendant, Maximilian Galactica, and his victim, Wright. I almost forgot. Regent the Tiger was there as well. Out of curiosity, what about the circus monkey? When I was investigating yesterday, you happened to snatch my wristwatch. Detective, you're welcome to file a police report after these proceedings. Oops, sorry, I did not skip that. Practice session broke up around 10. After the practice was over, where did everyone head off to? Gina was playing with Regent, while Mo went back to his room tired from work. Then the ventriloquist went, and again. He doesn't know this for sure. These are only accounts that he's received from witnesses and people who were at the scene. So you should never... I don't think you should ever assert it as fact. Shall I say, based on eyewitness testimony or description, he went back to the front gate, because they could very well be lying in their version of it. Or, you know, just have their own. That's the first one. Then the ventriloquist went to the front gate, absorbed in his own world. Ringmaster and Max went off to the ringmaster's room to talk privately. Talk privately, huh? That's awfully suspicious. What happened to you talking about? Seems they were negotiating Max's salary. Actually, Max was asking for Gina's hand in marriage. The murder itself took place in the plaza in front of the lodging house at 10:15 p.m. I'd like you to be a bit more specific about the events at 10:15 p.m. Okay, not a problem, pal. Got a witness that told us how the whole thing went down. How? And again, how is she able to do that? I actually don't know. It's totally meaningless. Time to move on. Alright, we'll just have to... What? Detective Gumshoe, mind telling us how the victim met his It was found bent over a wooden box dead as a doornail. A wooden box? That's right. Victim must have been carrying the wooden box when he was killed. Carrying the box, huh? Oh, sorry, carrying the box, huh? It's a rather strange wooden box, you right? It's much heavier than it looked, not to mention it was locked. What you say? Wooden box, added corrector. The victim was hunched over this 20-pound box. It boasts a small but strong lock. This may be my only chance, so I might as well ask some questions. Ask about the wooden box, ask about the lock, ask about the contents. What was inside of the box? What's in the box? We thought the box was locked tighter than Fort Knox. Took it back to the station and cracked it open. All that was inside was this little bottle. Bottle, what's that, detective? Exactly what it looks like, Your Honor. It's a condiment bottle. What is it doing in there? Why is that in there? What's inside the bottle? It's filled with pepper. Pepper? Why in the world was it locked in that big box? Exactly. Why is it not in the cafeteria? There's only one little bottle in that huge box? Or if it has some sort of special meaning. Small seasoning bottle found inside the wooden box the victim was hunched over. It contained pepper. I'm not really sure how these pieces connect yet. Because his death was blunt force trauma that snapped a vertebrae in his neck. Hold it! According to the autopsy report, the murder weapon was a blunt object, correct? You've done your homework, pal. And you haven't found this murder weapon, have you? Police are searching for it as we speak. Theories that it's something the perpetrator ran off with. So maybe it is the bottle. Is that likely to kill someone, though? I actually don't think so, especially since you didn't find it on the scene. I don't know, I bet he made it disappear with magic. Ho ho ho. I think we have a good feel for the details. I guess that's all we're going to get out of Gumshoe in this case. I mean, all we're going to get out of him is that little bottle of pepper? I know, I'm not sure what to do next. Almost typical. How did we have that wrapped up with the detective? I'd like to call my next witness. Not even off the stand yet. Obviously, that's due to you being slow and unable to take a hint. I know, but wrapped up. Such a mean sound to it. I'm a sensitive guy. Thank you for letting go. Step down. This is Von Karma. Call your next witness. Okay, good. I didn't have to object to anything that Gumshoe said, which is nice because I didn't actually see any possible objections to be. I'd like to call Mr. Benjamin Woodman to the stand. Oh, the ventriloquist. Okay. Yeah, she is. Talking about Ben. I wonder if Trillo will show up on the stand as well. He would pretty much have to because Ben can't. Yeah, exactly. Ben can't talk confidently without Trillo in hand. As we saw in the previous episode. Please state your name and occupation for the record. My full name is Trillo Quist. I'm employed as an operatic tenor. Excuse me? Witness called to the stand was Benjamin Woodman. That rope must be cutting off your circulation. I said that I was a singer. Maybe you don't believe me. Fine, I'll grace you with a song. Me. The world of the law, exciting and daring, guilt or innocence, decided by a judge dressed up like a woman. Well, what do you think? It had good rhythm. It's just the lyrics, they leave something to be desired, so to speak. Trillo, you know better than to insult a judge. Shut up, just look at your nose. You think you'd have the sense to fix it. It's so ugly I want to punch you in the face. On the off chance swallowing would help. Well, your nose is the reason you'll never be an A-list star. Celebrities must really enjoy saying everything that flashes in their minds. And he keeps punching and... What's going on here? Order! Order! I demand to know who this witness is. Don't worry about me, sir. I'll let Trillo handle this. Not worried about you one bit, I'm worried about getting testimony. Oh! Won't get anywhere trying to figure out this witness. Now let's proceed. I like how these trials just go completely off the rails. What you witnessed. Once practice was over, I left the tent with the stooge. Clown. And interestingly, it's not even presenting it first. It's letting me just press it first. Once we got to the lodging house, I dished and went... Oh wait, unless we already covered it. Oh wait, no, this is all new. That's when I saw Max heading towards the scene of the crime. He's the only one heading that way. How could that punk not be the killer? Again, you've seen this happen before, Trillo, haven't we? It could have been someone else wearing the hat, dude. I'm pretty sure that was in the first episode of Justice for All, right? First trial. Because if you can't confirm the identity... Yeah, actually, that's happened quite a few times in this game. If you can't confirm the identity, it could be anybody, actually. And the police showed up and took Magic Boy away. You saw Maximilian Galactica head towards the scene. Sure of it. Without a doubt, he had on his silk hat, cloak, and dumb white roses on his vest. How can you mistake someone with that crazy getup and his nose stuck up so high? That's enough. I think we all get the picture. Just one thing. You said you ditched the clown. That's right, dress boy. That mean the crime? Got a point. What a shame. Nice theory, but the clown can't be. Why is that? And this is not actually proof. Someone's t-shirt is not actually proof because anyone and everybody could wear that t-shirt. Right? Just because this shirt belongs to me, the Haunted Mansion, like anyone could wear the shirt. My roommates, landlord, friends, any old person I see on the street could throw it on, commit a murder, and then it's no longer conclusive evidence. Because, again, just because it was my shirt, it doesn't actually mean it. Here's absolute proof. I don't think she understands the meaning of the word absolute. So bad. This was found at the scene of the crime. It belongs to the defendant. Without question, he was wearing his signature hat during practice. If Clown was the murderer, there would be no reason for the hat to be seen. Unless he was trying to frame Maximilian, and it's already clear that he's not a fan of Maximilian. Well done, Miss Von Karma. Your prosecutorial skills are unrivaled. Well done. There she goes. Again, very proud of herself. Thank you for stating the obvious. Mr. Phoenix Wright, what do you have to say? Isn't she something, folks? I'm alright. Okay, guess she's the boss again today. What you witnessed. Just object. Okay, yeah, okay, so it just showed up green for some reason. Okay, hold it. Clown, you're talking about Mo. Of course I'm talking about that old fart. So pathetic I can't stand it. His little box of exercise and his makeup is running all over the place. Just a little bit of exercise and his makeup's running all over the place. Once practice was over, he was 9/10 of the way to keeling over for good. Poor guy. Didn't have any choice, so Ben took him back to his room. Just to being a first place loser, that guy's head of the pack. Then what happened? I'm gonna get a refill, guys. Trying to get rid of caffeine. Or stop. Once we got to the lodging house, I pitched him back to the plaza's entrance. Why the plaza's entrance? It's too bad they can't dust that bottle for fingerprints. Do some thinking, of course. It's awfully cold out that night, especially with all the snow around. Wouldn't thinking in your nice warm lodging house have been a better idea? Objection! She tries to break. Mr. Phoenix Wright, I think you should leave the thinking to the witness. But I'm a good thunker, at least my teachers always said I was. That's when I saw Max heading towards the scene. I need to reinterpret this. So the tent with... Got to the house, I ditched him... Wait, you left with him? Okay, yeah, the clown. I ditched him and went back to the plaza's entrance. That's when I saw Max heading toward the scene of crime. Press here. Are you sure it was really Max Galactica? Of course I'm sure. How could you mistake someone wearing such a snobby three-piece getup? Snobby three-piece getup? Get the wax out of your ears, lawyers nowadays. You'd like talking to a brick wall. Max's three-piece getup, jeez. Could you be any more dense? All together now. Silk hat, cloak, white roses. Thank you. I think you should put a little bit more effort in preparing the question. And again, just because he has those three things on doesn't mean it's automatically him, by the way. He works in a circus, for crying out loud. Like, those living situations are not that stable, dude. You've, like, what, 5 or 6 different performers? Maybe more. I actually could not keep track. The clown, the ventriloquist, like, anyone and everyone had access to his costume. What do you want to call it? Get up, whatever. So, I don't know. He was the only one heading that way. How could that punk not be the killer? What about the clown, though? You saw Max and only Max, right, Trelawney? That's right. That makes him the killer. There's only one person headed that way that night. That makes quite a bit of sense. It makes Max one suspicious character. There's more to this story than meets the eye. Is there something amiss in this? Ben only saw Max. No problems. There's no proof. It was Max. This is what I'm going to say. You have no proof that it was Max. Wait a second. There's no proof that the witness saw Maximilian Galactica. Hey, you still don't get it, do you? You saw what I saw. It was Max's three-piece Joker. Again, you saw the costume. You did not see Max. You have to confirm Max's identity to... Let's say it all together now. So, cat, cloak, roses. Thank you. You should study up on your celebrities. Great, I'm getting shut down by a toy. I don't see that as a fair team. They took the magic boy away. Around what time did the police arrive at the scene? Oh, that would have been around... Hey, what time was it? I think it was around, I'd say, a bit after 10:30. Wright sent it at 10 p.m., so you hung around the lodging house the entire time. I guess that sounds about... Wasn't it awfully cold? I can't believe you just stand outside in that weather. The truth is... You shut up, you big-nosed dope. Are you telling him anything extra? Why can't you believe that we just stand outside in that weather? Well, maybe you were waiting for someone. What? You said we're waiting for someone. Objection! You're being right. You can all do without your offended theories. Objection! But this witness, he's cracking under the pressure already. I'm onto something. Mr. Wright. Who do you suppose the witness was waiting for in the cold that night? Clowny boy. Clowny boy. Clowny boy. Don't hold your tongue, Ben. It's your job to answer all these stupid questions. Sorry, Trilo. Gotta find a way to get more information out of this witness. Are you kidding me? Think about it some more, Nick. I'm sure you'll come up with something. Trillo wouldn't happen to have an ulterior motive for incriminating Max, would he? Max is part of that bitter love triangle with Regina. Is it possible they were waiting for Regina? Which is probably why Max conked him over the head, but this doesn't really make sense. He's trying to win over his daughter. Wasn't Ben the one who got knocked over the head? Should I say Ben instead? Yeah, I think so. I don't know anymore. So it's clear I have to press the last statement. I wonder if I should say Regina. Is it not letting me do it anymore? Oh, I'm doing it wrong. So I'm forgetting it's left bumper, not Y, to press. Oh. So, was he waiting for the dad or the daughter? I don't want to keep losing these points. I might have to look at the guide. I don't think he was waiting for the monkey. What sense does that make? Why would he be waiting for the monkey? I think it's more probable that he was waiting for Regina. Maybe I should present Virginia. I don't think he would have been waiting for Ben outside in the snow. I think it was Gina. He was waiting outside in the cold. It was for one person. One person only. He's waiting for the animal tamer, Regina. Here, I got it. Thank goodness. Okay, so it wasn't the clown boy. It was Regina. You're waiting outside for Regina to come back to the lodging house. Am I mistaken? Is this true? Yeah, I can't really ask me that question. Who cares who I was waiting for that night? Important is what I saw, don't you forget it. Well. A little bit maybe stiff, but he's right. It kind of reminds me of the water buffalo spirit fair. the Mickey and whatever the other guy. Huh? Seems that at this stage I have no reason to doubt this witness's testimony. Even though there's absolutely no... Okay. There are clearly no conclusive predictions. A brilliant judgment. Now let's move along with the testimony. Well, it wouldn't happen to have an ulterior motive. Max is part of the Bitter Love Triangle. Oh, man. So why did it move me around like that? Sorry, guys. I'm going to have to look at the guide. This is a bit much. Alright, stand by, guys. Stand by. We're trying to figure this out, guys. Is it recipe for turnabout or turnabout beginnings? Stolen turnabout? No. Yeah, I'm a little bit lost. This seems wrong. Wait, is this... What are we on? I could have swore it said 2-1. Is it bridge to turnabout? Alright, hold on, let's backtrack. Is it trials? Oh, sorry. It's not trials and tribulations. That's why. It's justice for all. Sorry about that, guys. Oh gosh. See, I make the strangest mistakes. And interestingly, Edgeworth was on the cover of the Nintendo DS box art. That's so fascinating. Even though Edgeworth has had such a minor role in this game, I feel like Von Karma's been stealing the show. As far as prosecutors go, there was a much bigger pool of prosecutors in the last game. This game, I feel like we've only seen from 2 different prosecutors. Nervous guy and then Von Karma. And last game was like Von Karma's dad. It was Edgeworth, nervous dude. We had like 4 or 5 prosecutors in this game. Let's see. It's reunion turnabout Big Top. Actually, turnaround Big Top. Yeah. I have to click specifically on the chapter. Okay, hold on a second. In the event, they only saw Max. If they saw Max and only Max heading towards the crime scene, it would have been impossible for Russell to have been killed while they were there because they never saw Russell. I wanted to propose to her. I have to press both his 4th and 5th statements, that's why. And then present the profiles. Okay, so I have to press this statement and then present. I had to do this one instead. That's a bit strange, don't you think? What's strange? That you only saw Max. Doesn't it seem like you should have seen someone else as well? Where are you going with this? Who else do you suppose this witness could have seen? Russell Berry, dude standing outside. That's the victim. That's correct. I guess it does make sense. He would have had to have been out there if he saw Max. Trillo was at the entrance to the plaza. He should have seen the ringmaster as well. Ah, obviously the ringmaster arrived at the scene of the crime before. Even if that was the case, he would have seen the ringmaster. What you just said did not actually contradict what I said. Actually, you're agreeing with Phoenix, actually. Could have seen him. Anyone with sense could have figured that out. What are you talking about? Ringmaster and Max went together to the ringmaster's room. That, according to the defendant, a likely story. Maximilian Galactica was supposed to be in the ringmaster's room. Why was he, just as the witness stated, at the scene of the crime? Well, so was Russell Berry. Ah, I see. Again, he didn't actually contradict them. They were still both. They would have had to have been at the scene of the crime. So they left the ringmaster's tent and then they headed out onto the plaza. That's when the crime occurred. All right. There's obviously a reason why this witness was there that night. He spent all that time waiting for Regina to arrive. Moreover, even if someone else would have walked right in front of him, I doubt he would have paid them a second thought. Objection! What did you just say? Witness saw the defendant at the scene of the crime. Objection! I think this may have been a mistranslation too, because that doesn't follow. That doesn't follow, right? Like, it's like she's saying you didn't. They did see him. I get. She's just repeating herself, basically. Like, it's already been confirmed that she saw. It's confirmed that they saw both of them. Trullo saw both of them, or both of them. However, he did not see the victim on the way to his eventual demise. If you accept that, then you must accept that there is a high likelihood that he didn't see Max. He could have missed someone other than Max heading to the crime scene. There's absolutely no proof that the witness was waiting for an animal. Guess you got me. Alright. Oh, the beans for real this time. It's true. I was waiting for a genie. Don't volunteer things. That's the job of the witness. Chris, tell us the truth. I mean the whole truth. Were you or were you not waiting for a genie at the lodging house? I was. Waiting to propose to her. Propose? What's the matter? You think the only humans have a monopoly on marriage? That the matter of puppet marriage is not under this case. You're the judge. I mean, look at your horrible outfit. Poor pain. Thanks to your bumbling, my plan is not so perfect then. Now we have to waste time getting to the bottom of some silly proposal by a puppet. About the proposal. So I think I'm understanding like what the game is saying. Like he's out there waiting for Regina. He says he sees Max, and I guess it's almost like the wording too, because he says he only saw Max, but he must have seen Russell out there as well. So. And I mean, that doesn't necessarily need to be the case, because if he was standing outside and he didn't see the crime occur, it's possible he didn't see Russell. It's possible he only saw the perpetrator heading out that way to the plaza. Assuming he didn't actually witness the crime. If he did witness the crime, then he would have seen both of them. Don't be so surprised that I was going to propose to Regina. Even had something to give to her. Kept in my pocket, waiting for the chance to propose, give it to her. Of course, I also had it in my pocket that night. It's a present for her. And I wasn't able to give it to her, so I've still got it in my pocket. Propose, you puppet. Don't be so obtuse. Just because I'm a puppet doesn't mean I can't love. I guess you're right. Because I'm old doesn't mean I couldn't propose to her too. Exactly. His honor is looking a little less than honorable. Okay, Mr. Wright, please continue with your cross-examination. What was with that sigh at the end? About the proposal. Cross-examination. See, it's still showing up as green. I assume that's issue, because normally it presents it as white, and it shows up as green when you're able to press the statements. Unless they change how the game works in this trial, I don't know. Okay, it's Regina. That proposing and proposing marriage, correct, to Regina? Of course, that's what I meant. What kind of stupid question is that? I wasn't going to propose that we become some sort of outlaw biker gang together. Right, Ben? Yeah. I'm trying to, like, model him after Bing Crosby, which is what he reminds me of how Bing would talk. Got it? That's the truth. I had to give something. I even had something to give her. Hold it. What was it exactly that you planned on giving her? I know exactly what I was going to give her, numbskull. The only thing I could find that could match Regina's beauty. Answer his question. What was it? You're gonna die when you hear this. It's an engagement ring. Engagement ring? Wow, those two nearly fell out of their chairs. Mr. Phoenix Wright joke has gone too far. Time for this to end right here. Francesca's whip looks like it's about to lash out at almost anything. One hit from that thing will probably shut someone up for a long time. Push on anyway, it doesn't matter. Do your job, Phoenix, do your job. Maybe something of a joke, but this is a historic moment. First time that a puppet has ever proposed to a human. Ow! I should cut this argument short. Like I had to do it for the sake. Going out to agree with the defense here. Will the witness please revise their testimony, specifically about the engagement ring? Let's just stick to facts, not sociology. Should to enjoy sweating the details, especially for a man in a black bathrobe. I plan on giving an engagement ring to Regina. And Ben is still doing the ventriloquist. Kept it in my pocket, waiting for the chance to propose and give it to her. Of course, I also had it in my pocket that night. It was a present for her. the end, I wasn't able to give it to her, so I've still got it in my pocket. So you're still thinking of trying to give it to Regina? Of course I am. Spent 3 months' salary on this thing. I'm not going to give it up that easy. Wonder how much he receives for appearing in the circus. Probably way more than he deserves. How about it, Nick? I think it's about time to unwrap this toy's testimony. That's the spirit, Nick. Give him heck. The judge has that dazed and confused look again. Maybe he should get out more. Wait, what? Of course, I had it in my pocket that night. And I also had it in my pocket that night. What? Like, again, you just repeated yourself. I kept it in my pocket. And then I also had it in my pocket that night. Whose pocket was the ring in? Mine, of course. What a stupid question. It's not that stupid, there are two of you. You gotta be kidding me. Think Ben could pull that off? I'm sorry, really. You don't have to apologize for that. He's the one who should be apologizing. Really? So you went to the lodging house to give it to her? That's right. I tried to give it to her during practice so many times that I lost count, but that uppity snob kept getting in the way. Uppity snob? Couldn't possibly be talking about me, Maximilian Galactica. When I get a hold of him, I'm gonna saw his wood block in half. Not with magic. Well, they always say that luck creates rivalries. What about this present? Do I object with the ring? I could try it. Objection! It's not in your pocket anymore. Trilla, do you mind if I show you something? What is it? What are you talking about? Oh, it looks like they're going double team now. You recognize this ring? Ah, that's mine. Give it back. Thief. Actually, the monkey stole it. Didn't you just testify about this very object? I believe you said. And again, people could tell their version of the truth. It may not be true based on what their knowledge level is. So if it was stolen without his knowledge, he could technically still be telling the truth. It's not technically a lie. I mean, it is a lie, but he's not knowledge. It's not to his knowledge that he is lying. As far as he knows, he's telling the truth. Like, got stolen by the monkey. Again, he wasn't able to give it to her, so I've still got it in my pocket. Why then do I have it right here? Ah. the toy explodes. What's going on here? That's... Ben, say something. Put me on the spot like that, Trillo. Found this in Money's room. Like a bag of bolts. That filthy monkey's gonna get what's coming to him. Mr. Quiz, I'd prefer if you avoided slamming me with teeth in my coat. Well, Your Honor, Money really is a monkey, in every sense of the word. What a name for a monkey. I see. Well, Money likes to go after the shiniest things that he can find and gather them up. No animals were harmed in making this game. Money the monkey. Shiny things. Trillo, when was this ring stolen from you? Well, I suppose it was that time. What did you just say? Details. I need more details. And I guess, like, if it was close to him, he must have known. I mean, even Trillo himself was stolen, right? Yeah, stolen by who? By, was it Max? I think it was Max. Like, everyone's just stealing everything from them. Like I said, those circuses are crazy. Well, it was stolen right after Max showed up in the plaza. Right about the time when you saw the defendant walk past, correct? Well, I guess you might be say that. We might have been time. Go. Ben, what's with you? Whatever. Nothing to do with anything, especially not who committed the murder. It's not for you to decide what has to do with what. Now, Trillo, back to the topic at hand. I haven't admitted a thing, not I, Mr. Trilloquist. What did you do when the ring was taken, Trillo? You know exactly what I did. I chased after that ring, snatching monkey money. Monkey money. But you weren't able to catch up with the market. Oh, it showed this slow loafy fool called Ben's fault. The monkey is good at stealing shiny things. It's no one's fault but the monkey. While he's fumbling his way through the snow, that dumb monkey was able to get away. It's indeed an incredible shame. Well, this does indeed prove one very important point. Prove an important point? What point could that possibly be? Ben doesn't exercise enough, or Ben's testimony is a flaw in the flaw? Flaw in his testimony? There's a huge contradiction in this witness's testimony. Contradiction? The witness just testified to the following effect. Up until the police arrived, he didn't move from the entrance to the plaza. However, the witness just stated that he chased after Money, the monkey. When the witness was off chasing the monkey, there was no one watching the plaza. And again, he didn't see the crime occur. So with that being the case, it's possible he only saw the perpetrator heading toward the plaza. That's all he saw. He didn't even see Max. He saw someone dressed up as Max. And that's all he saw, really. He didn't even see Russell. So really, he didn't see anything at all. A pile of clothes, that's all he saw. What is the meaning of this, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Where are you going with this little theory of yours? I'm saying that there is no possible way that this witness saw the plaza the entire time. I see where the game's coming from now. That's where I'm going with this little theory, which leads me to my next point. It's entirely possible that someone other than the defendant was at the scene. And that's basically what I've been saying all along. Like, you can't conclude... Yeah, objection! Tell me this, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Like, when all you see is someone's clothes, you can't say, yes, I was wearing the shirt at the time of the murder. Unless you can see my face, like, see me and identify me, and say, yes, he was wearing that shirt at the time, then it's relevant. But if all you see is, like, the back of the shirt, and they're wearing, like, maybe a ski mask or something, like, you can't actually tell who it is, and all you can see is the shirt, that doesn't really tell you anything, really. Just tell them that they had my shirt on. Like, and you could say that right out the gate. Like, you don't have to go through all these, like, line of questioning. And there's no picture proof. There's, like, no video, no photo. Well, then tell me this, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Do you have any proof that something slipped past this vigilant ventriloquist? Objection! Well, he obviously didn't see the victim. Ringmaster arrived on the scene. However, that doesn't change the fact that he saw the defendant arrive. And that wasn't even the defendant, by the way. The witness is lying. He's blinded by his rivalry with Max. Well, the defense's argument does hold water. This witness does have a history of animosity towards the defendant. What? How dare you? I wouldn't lie just to get the dork face in trouble. He's not even worth it. I saw him, no doubt about it. I saw that well as Slaya. Well, just for clarity's sake, let's flesh out exactly who saw that. Ha, I've told you so many times, you think you know my story's not changing. I've already changed your story, stick boy. I'm sure it will change some more. I mean, it's always been the case that he never actually saw Max. He's just saying he saw Max. Yeah. Talk is cheap. Talk is very cheap. Where there is one lie, there are usually many more behind it. Also true. So true. Exactly, Maya. That's why we have to keep after him. Yeah. Witnessing Max. I'll give you that I was waiting for Jean that night. That doesn't change the fact that I saw Max in the plaza that night. He showed up after I'd been waiting there for about 5 minutes. I said good evening to him, but he didn't even acknowledge my presence. Absolutely sure it was him. I saw Maximilian Galactica at the scene. There's no way I can mistake someone wearing those 3 ridiculous symbols. And again, that doesn't provide identity, prove his identity at all. So that means that money didn't show up until after you saw Max. That's right, money ran up less than a minute after I saw Max. And money snatched the ring and you went chasing after him. How long was it until you came back to where you were waiting? Let's see, I'd say about, suppose 5 minutes, I think. The victim could have arrived on the scene in that 5-minute stretch. Mr. Wright, please proceed with your cross-examination. I would love to, Your Honor. Say Max. Give you that I was waiting that night for a genie. So you were only concerned with waiting for a genie. That means you probably wouldn't have noticed if someone else showed up. You should think about how many eyes I actually have. Technically 2, because the eyes of a dummy aren't actually... They're not actually another set of eyes, right? Got 4, you know. 4. F-O-U-R. Honey Ben, of course. That many eyes, do you really think someone has slipped by me? 2 of those eyes are inanimate objects. 4 eyes is an awful lot of attention directed at one area, I suppose. Makes the judge is even more dangerous to our case than Trillo. Couldn't change the facts that I saw Max in the plaza that night. Hold it. So you saw Max coming out of the big top that night? Of course that's where I saw him come from. Staring at the entrance to the tent the entire time. Guess that makes sense, especially since he was waiting for a genie. Showed up after I'd been waiting there for about 5 minutes. About what time would you say these events took place? You're one of the dumbest people on the planet if you can't figure it out for yourself. You already know the practice finished promptly at 10 o'clock p.m. You already know that I went to the lodging house right after practice. Don't need to be a brain surgeon to know what time it was when I saw it. Just add 10 more minutes. I'm sure you can do that. Now what time was it? What time was it? What time was it? Yow! You're good at math. It was 10:10 p.m. I guess that sounds about right. Sounds about right because that's the time I saw Max on the scene. The murder took place at 10:50, so you were at that time. I said good evening to him, but he didn't even acknowledge my presence. Probably because it wasn't actually him. So you testified that you said good evening to Max that night. Just enjoy asking incredibly obvious questions. Say good morning in the morning, and good afternoon during the day, right? It's obvious that I'd say good night to someone at night. But Ben, you got something to add? Punching poor Ben. Let me guess, that's not it, Trillo. Say good evening at night. You could say good night or good evening in our culture. I'm sorry, Trillo. Mr. Quist, I'd prefer it if you kept your ventriloquist act outside of the courtroom. Impossible. A performer lives and breathes his performances. You should know better. There's got to be something wrong with this bit of testimony. Nothing specifically. Trillo's evening greeting bends half of the comedy act. I guess the evening greeting. Isn't that a bit strange to you? What do you mean? Well, if you hate Max so much, why would you bother being nice to him? It strikes me as somewhat strange. Why does it strike you as strange? Exactly. How is it strange to be cordial to one of your coworkers? Well, if it was simply just being cordial to a coworker, I'd understand. Ow, that hurt. Maybe you should think of having some proof before your lips start flapping next time. Proof is everything in school. You should have learned that back in grade school. Yeah, so exactly. So where's the proof that that was Max? Since we're on the topic of proof, where is the actual proof that that was Max? Because thus far, we haven't seen a shred of evidence, a scrap of evidence, any shred of proof that that was actually Max. So really, we're just here, like, just having a casual conversation in this courtroom about what we thought. Again, we're speculating. What do we think actually happened? Who do we think saw what? Because there's no video footage, there's no photographs taken. It's really just a bunch of talk. You could say whatever you want. That's the beauty of words, really, is you could really say whatever the heck you want. It doesn't make it true. They say one of the oldest, and this is something I read about in Sapiens, one of the oldest mechanisms in the history. There aren't many things I remember from the book, but one of the things I remember is that one of the first developments that our ancestors made to become sapiens from Neanderthals, I think actually it was Neanderthals. One one of the defining characteristics that separated them from their predecessors was their ability to storytell. So even back that far in the genealogy of human evolution, our race designed a way to use language in order to make stuff up, essentially. To tell stories and our current version of lies, things that aren't true. Fantasy and fiction, all of these elements dated back to the Neanderthals, because that capacity that they had for the use of language originated that far back in the human timeline. Well, that's how far back it goes. Humans' ability to make stuff up. And from what I remember in the book, they're saying that capacity to storytell helped motivate human intellectual growth and curiosity, ultimately propelled us forward to continue on that path of evolution. But the point I'm making is Talk's ability to make up stories dates back well before the modern era in the human timeline. There's no reason that Trillo would ever say something nice to Max. And he could still say it, by the way. I tease about him. Because you don't like something, he could still say it. Yeah, as I was saying, it depends a lot on the person and the relationship, because there are some relationships where you don't want to talk to them. I've had a couple relationships like that too. I've had it be both ways. People that I didn't want to talk to, and the people that I couldn't talk to. People that I tried saying hi to, and then like, hey, that I want to say hi. Like, even me saying hi to them was like, they did not want me to say hi to them. And they were coworkers too, so it made it very awkward. I've had a couple of coworkers like that were just... They didn't like me very much, I guess. There's no reason that Trillo would say something nice to Max, but how do you go about proving that with the evidence? Bluffing is everything in this world. I'm sure you already learned that. I guess they can give it a shot. Witness will resume his testimony. I'm absolutely sure it was him. I saw Max moving black to get the scene. Hold it. You gotta press everything. You're 100% absolutely sure of what you just said. I told you already. Jeez. 100% absolutely sure. There's no way that he could be any more confident. No way I can make someone wearing those 3 ridiculous symbols. Those 3 ridiculous symbols, huh? Out of curiosity, exactly how many times have you asked that question by now? I'm gonna ask again. I'll answer with a chorus. Everyone together now. Blue cat, cloak, white roses. Thank you very much. You didn't have to join in, did you? But it's fun shouting out with everyone else. There has to be a hole in this testimony. I agree. Do we have the proof to make something stick? All we can do is try, right? We've got to have something that will prove useful. Alright, time to go to work. Let me look through the evidence again. Can I just present this? Can I just present the autopsy report? Because he was gone at that time. I believe so. I believe I have to present that. I have to be careful about this. So it seems his testimony is focusing on when he came out. It's not focusing on when the crime occurred. And this is one of those times where I don't really know what the game's trying to say. So... I'm not sure what the exact evidence is. Like, I just don't know how you would mistake that, right? Like, the dude has pink hair. Like, even at night, like, how would you miss that? Let me just check the guide real fast and just make sure it's presentation of his profile for this. Because this is like one of those times where it's so specific, and if I get it wrong, I'm getting dodge points. 100%. 100% I'm going to lose points if I present the wrong evidence. The one thing I really hate about Phoenix Wright is like you have to be absolutely right or you will be dodge points. The broken bottle or Gene Berry's profile. Where is your fourth statement? 2, 3, 4. So you have to insinuate something about their ongoing fight. Objection! So, like you've already pressed that statement and made a reference to that. So I don't know what good objection would be in this case, but Trillo, is it not true that you had a fight with Max on the day of the murder? Fight over Gina, to be exact. Wasn't that big of a deal. It's just an argument, disagreement at most. Your disagreement usually doesn't end with someone getting clonked over the head. Ah. That morning, Ben got clobbered over the head by Max, didn't he? Seriously, dudes? What? Isn't that admission of an assault and battery? Ouch. When we handle that, we should wrap up the defense murder charge first. He's gonna be doing time anyway. He's gonna be doing time anyway. Truth is that on the day of the crime, the defendant and witness had a huge fight. There's absolutely no way they would have suddenly become cordial that evening. Moreover, just consider the personality of the witness stand. Personality of the witness on stand. There's no way a puppet this lewd would just up and say good evening to his rival. Objection! Are you saying this witness is lying? He's trying to frame the defendant by claiming to have seen him at the crime scene. I didn't tell a single lie, honestly, I just... That's enough for me, Mr. Quest. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor? Let's clarify this testimony for the court. Could you explain your theory about who the witness actually saw that night? He didn't see anyone, he saw the defendant, he saw a different person. This is the one. He saw someone else. My belief that the witness did indeed see someone that night. It was just someone else. That's who he said good evening to. What kind of theories, and that we basically have been saying now. The correct one. Furthermore, I don't believe that, and it's too bad the game doesn't allow you to say that earlier on in the trial, because like I've been saying that pretty much. Furthermore, I don't believe the person the witness saw was Max at all. Like in a normal court, like in a normal course of a courtroom, like you would have presented that theory to save everyone a bunch of time. Like, did you actually see and identify Max, or did you only see his clothes? His clothes don't actually, like, anyone could be wearing his clothes. Anyone could be wearing Mario's cap. Doesn't mean it's Mario. Okay? Anyone could be wearing blue overalls. It doesn't mean it's Mario. So, yeah. Anyone can be wearing a red jacket with some zippers. Doesn't make it Michael Jackson. What? And that, I think that's part of the reason why OJ got off too. Clothes can be so freaking sketchy in courtrooms, like as actual evidence. Because again, it was his glove, and they were saying the glove didn't fit. The glove didn't fit. It could have been OJ's glove, could have been someone else's glove. Like it's not the best evidence. Someone did something. If you truly met Max that night, there would have been no. It means there's only one proper answer. The person the witness saw that night was not Maximilian Galactica. That is why Trillo made the effort to greet whoever it was he saw that evening. Or good evening, as he put it. What in the world you... The defense kindly explained who it was Trillo saw that evening. Is it the clown boy? I don't want to get it wrong, but I believe it's the clown boy. Russell Berry's profile. That doesn't even make sense though, because he says he saw... That actually doesn't make sense. It says they saw Max, and they say good evening. Why would Russell Berry be wearing Maximilian's clothes? That actually doesn't make sense. I'm just doing this because I don't want them to not. Considering the ill temper of this witness, there's only one person he would greet. It must be Regina. It's Regina, right? She's so cute. No, Your Honor. It's not Regina. If it was Regina, Trillo would have given her the engagement ring as a present. Oh, yeah. You've got a point there. It's Russell Berry, the victim himself, was it not? You were correct. It was indeed Russell Berry. But why, again, why was he wearing his clothes, though? Makes sense. The person you saw that evening was the victim, the ringmaster, Russell Berry. That's why you greeted him, Trillo. Isn't that correct? Again, I go with the most plausible explanation. I don't know why he would wear those clothes, actually. Unless he's even lying about that. He could be. Answer the question, Mr. Quist. Order. How do you respond to this? Wait a second. Well, at first I thought it was the old man. Again, that pretty much derails his entire freaking testimony. Like the entire last hour or 30 minutes or however long he's been testifying. Like it derails everything else that he said. Because you've been talking this entire time about how you saw Max, how you were going to give the ring to Regina, and it just came out that you actually saw Russell Berry. Like everything that he was saying about the hat, the silk, the roses, that whole song and dance was just a bunch of wasted time, actually. Like you really mean to tell me you wasted all that time saying that you saw Max, and in reality it was that you saw Russell instead. First I thought it was the old man. Once I got a better look at him, it was obviously Maximilian Galactica. And they look nothing alike. Even at nighttime with low light conditions, I think you'd still be able to tell the difference between the two of them. I don't know. Testimony shaky as a shaky bridge, man. I would not be walking on that bridge. It's high time that we clear the air about this question. Mr. Quist obviously witnessed a single person area of the plaza that evening. And it just seems like the objection doesn't really make sense, right? You're saying they saw Russell Berry. Did they see Russell Berry? Did they see the perpetrator? It's clear. It's somewhat clear that he saw one of them, right? But we just said he saw Russell Berry, so how is it possible he saw the hat, the roses, and the cape? Like, Mr. Quist obviously witnessed a single person in the area was that evening. I think it's saying that he said good evening thinking it was Russell Berry. But why would he do that to someone who's wearing Maximilian Galactica's hat, though? That's what doesn't make sense. Like, why would you say that? The problem is in identifying exactly who that person was. Was it Maximilian Galactica, or was it the Ringmaster of one Mr. Russell Berry? Why is Russell Berry wearing someone else's clothes then? And it's possible it's neither one of those two, right? It's possible that it's neither Maximilian or Russell Berry. It's possible someone else put on Maximilian's clothes. The prosecution argues that it was that witness saw that night. The witness has clearly stated that he saw the defendant's three symbols. So actually, I'm a little bit confused. Like, it's not the case that they saw Russell Berry. Unless Russell Berry was wearing those three symbols. Like, that's the only explanation. And then the obvious question that ensues from that is, why was he wearing Maximilian's clothes? Why was that the case? Alright, this is getting old. Come on, man. You gotta remember them by now. Here we go again. Everyone, all together now. Ow! Yes, we know. The silk hat looking white roses. Objection! A silk hat and a cloak. Anyone can wear them. It even looked good on me. And I've been saying that pretty much the entire episode as well. Like, that... Like, clothing alone is not strong evidence. With DNA, it's a little bit better because they've got, like, hair fibers and skin cells and all that kind of stuff they can get off of clothes now. But even then, it's like... What was that? Witness has repeatedly expressed, endlessly repeated, that he saw Max's three symbols. However, how do we really know it was Maximilian Galactica? And that's pretty much what I would have said about an hour ago. I had the option to say that. Could have been someone else dressed up as him. I mean, you can rewind this episode as many times as you need to. I said it pretty much at the start of the episode, didn't I? Possibly even Russell Berry. I don't... And again, you have to go with the plausibility approach. If it was Russell Berry, why is he wearing it? I think it's more likely it was someone else. It's not Maximilian and not Russell Berry. Someone else wearing those clothes. What? Respond karma. You have clear evidence that the person who saw was the defendant. They haven't had clear evidence from the get-go. A lie. And again, why would you... What a shaky testimony. If that's the case, then it's impossible for me to make a judgment at this point. Yes, I think we finally want to point out this one. That's very unfortunate. Huh? Just a little too excited for your own good, Mr. Pete. What do you mean by that? You merely established one thing from this witness. Established that this witness saw one person in the plaza that night. Yes. I'll join your effort, but... I mean, even that's in question. Did you even actually see anybody, or are you just saying you saw somebody? I don't know. Like, there's so much doubt. Who that person was can only be answered by the next witness. Huh? And again, how is there another witness if Ben didn't see that person? That seems very strange. Very, very strange. There was another witness, then technically Ben should have seen them. Anyway, the prosecution will provide beyond a shadow of a doubt an answer to that question that clearly establishes one other than responsible for this crime Very well. Court will take a 10-minute recess. During that time, I request the prosecution prepare the next witness. Court is now in recess. Exercise, and I'll be back with progress. Oh, big top. I do like how they give you a little bit of wiggle room, so you're not. You don't like immediately, but some of these have been like pretty close. Pretty darn close. Thank you for watching. Please remember to like, subscribe. I'm gonna do some exercise here, and then I'll be back. Watching. I should say I'll do the WoW retail episode either today or tomorrow. More rest is better, so the more time I get, typically the more effective the leveling is. So please remember to support the show, Venmo Stormer Show. Thanks so much, guys.